Alrighty, folks, we're back. Back with the finale of Dark Tide. Well, hopeful finale, unless something goes wrong. So yes, one final time for everybody here. Who are you? What are you? And when I find the thing, I've got the thing wrong. Who are you? What? And to celebrate the spirit of chaotic celebration for National Foam Party Day. What have you learned from or during this campaign? Starting with Mr. Eden.
Hello, I'm Eden. My character is and has been Wraith, the Tevinter mage mortician and erstwhile lawyer, and I think that's the main thing that I've learned during this campaign is the value of bread and a good lawyer in all things. Whether or not Wraith was a good lawyer, considering I was completely making out of whole cloth in the moment of just like, how capable would this guy be? I guess he's well learned, he's a book guy, he can talk. So yeah, the value of all of that, I think, in dealing with sometimes murder hobo-y tendencies and trying to bring situations to some sort of control. It's been a pleasure trying to be the voice of reason in the face of so much of that.
Alright, next we have Rowan.
Speaking of murder hobos, hello, I'm Rowan. I'm playing Juniper, a small cat creature. Collector of knives, biter of enemies, stealer of shiny things. What have I learned? It's a lot of fun to put on a disparaged Victorian orphan voice and pretend to be your own cat.
That is very true. Alright, then we have Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy. I play Ruth Yusuf, our very grumpy Dalish elf healer. What have I learned? That it doesn't take much to murder your friends. I'm so sorry, Tom. I think I've murdered helped along the way 2 of his characters, but yeah.
Unfortunately, there was no Tom. I should have asked Tom the question. Now I put it in advance, shouldn't I? Oh well, that's fine.
Send him a message to see if he replies by the end.
Will do.
Or we can edit it in when it comes out on Spotify anyway.
Yeah. Alright, and finally, for this group, we have Bach.
Hi, I'm Bach. I play Tristan, a rogue ranger, and my thing is kind of like Amy's, that I learned that sometimes I can have a really good outcome for my character that turns into a really bad outcome for one of my teammates.
Mhm.
And sorry, Tom.
I will message the Tom when I find him on the list. But while I do that, what happened last time?
We escalated things.
Is that not our job?
I don't know that that's been our job, it's been what we've done. We've escalated things everywhere we've gone.
It's been the lesser of 2 evils.
We've got an enormous horde of darkspawn chasing us at this point. The dark clouds, the dark tide, I suppose, is right behind us. And at the same time, we've got Canary and Tevinter squaring up with their armies, ready, lined up, good to go. And we've kind of found ourselves in the middle.
Sounds correct.
So yes, the intent being to lead these darkspawn hopefully into a mincing machine of sorts, but whether or not we get caught in the middle of that, well, we'll see.
Alrighty.
But we did rescue some villagers and tell them to move on, and we did save lives.
Yeah, we tried to do the right thing. Ish, if there is a right thing.
If there is a right thing. But yes, so last week ended with you had arrived in this area, and you'd seen that there was a Tevinter camp and a Canary camp near each other, and you had let's just say you took shelter in what looks like a very old dilapidated shepherd's hut on the side of this hill looking down. You can vaguely see both camps at this stage, and we will go from there. So as you're sort of looking over these camps and sort of keeping yourself out of the way, one morning you awake to find that combat has started. Not really sure which side started it, but the field directly below your hut is filled with the sound and smell and all the sort of wonderful sort of experiences you have from being near a battlefront. The Tevinter and the Canary are going at it full force, and as you sort of observe for the rest of the day, it gets to about 7 or 8 at night. Then both sides seem to sort of begrudgingly just sort of shrug and walk away to go rest, leaving the field full of dying, dead, and very much blood-covered bodies. Over the night, again observing over the night, you see a couple of people running in, dragging bodies away, or collecting items and running away. The crows have started to swarm above and are coming down to pick on the remains. The next morning, again, the same thing, as you are woken to the sound of a feverish charge as Kunari and Tevinter charge into each other again, and the combat continues. As you look to the south, the sort of dark, the skies are pitch black and the clouds are moving closer and closer this way. There's no sign of the Darkspawn yet, but they are getting closer. What would you like to do?
Looking towards where the Darkspawn are, is the sky still just this sort of like inky black?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
It's like a sort of, almost like a sort of just line, and everything past that line is just pitch black sky, and it's pitch black clouds. It's just moving very, very, very much closer towards you.
Just trying to, I suppose Wraith is keeping an eye out towards that skyline, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Archdemon flying in amongst it, but if it's that dark, then it might be fruitless. I think turning to the group, Wraith's gonna try and be tactical and just point like, so we need to decide when to strike, but it seems that now is not the time. For now, at least, there's only 2 of the 3 combatants here, and no sign of that Archdemon. I don't know if anybody else's senses have started perking up. Anybody feeling anything?
Just foreboding doom.
Yeah, just
Yes.
the
You're
math.
going to die.
Well, hopefully not, but, well, might be right on that one.
As
Take as many as we can on the way out.
As the second day winds to a close, you all sort of begrudgingly decide it's better just to try and get some sleep again. And all of you, apart from Tom's character, who, what is it, was Tom Ink?
Yes.
Yeah. Ink decides to do the watch, so he stays awake. The rest of you all sleep, and all of you are woken at the same time by the same nightmare, which is of this gigantic, somewhat pink-faced, sort of pink-coloured dragon with gigantic purpley wings and a very serious overbite. Roaring quite a thing as it seems to be stomping over deserted villages and towns in Orlais. And all of you awake to feel that the Archdemon is getting very, very close.
Wraith is bolt upright on his cot, just looking in the rest. We all felt that, right? It's over there, and he's going to point in the general direction where the feeling's coming from. Like, it's coming from that direction. We all felt it, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like today's the day.
At this point, there is a gentle tap on the door. What would you like to do?
Ink?
Answer it.
Ink opens the door enthusiastically and gun in hand. Standing there in front of him is a dwarf that just blinks at him. You notice the dwarf is wearing Grey Warden robes.
Not Yevon?
Yemen?
No.
Not Yemen. Okay.
On closer inspection, the dwarf is quite obvious it is a dwarf. He has a nice big bushy beard, but is indeed female.
Oh, another warden. Has backup arrived? Are you alone?
They sort of blink at you, then hold out a very grubby-looking piece of paper.
I'll
Ooh.
take it and give it a once-over.
Okay.
What's in the missive?
It says you have been called to a parley.
What?
To who? Whose side?
It just says you've been called to a parley, nothing else.
Nothing up, no signature, any
No.
seals, anything?
No. The dwarf
I'm very
just sort of,
suspicious of this game warden.
the dwarf just sort of nods at you, and sort of gestures then to follow them.
On whose order are we to parley, and parley with who?
The dwarf sort of looks at you, opens its mouth as if it's trying to think of the words, then closes its mouth again and just sort of shrugs.
I'm going to look at everybody and say, I'm in doubt as to the official nature of this particular piece of paper. There's no seals or anything on it. And if they want us to leave our vantage points, it feels very foolhardy.
Is there a signature or anything on the letter?
Nope.
Does it tell us where to go?
Nope.
Follow the dwarf dude, I guess, is implicit. Where's the dwarf headed? Is it clear
The dwarf
from there?
is waiting for you all to sort of seem to want to follow before it does anything.
Just gonna shout after him. You need to explain more of yourself. Who are you? Who commands your unit?
Again, the dwarf opens its mouth like it's going to speak, closes its mouth, and just shrugs.
I don't think they can tell us.
Gonna take a closer look at him and see if there's any scarring on the neck, any indication of this guy being mute, potentially.
As you sort of look the dwarf over, the dwarf opens its mouth. The dwarf is missing a tongue.
Oh, silent sister. The silent sister.
Are we to trust them on that basis?
They're usually honorable. They cut out their tongues so they don't spill secrets.
I'm just gonna look to Tristan in particular as probably the most knowledgeable of our group in terms of Grey Warden practices and stuff. Just be like, do you think we should? Should we follow?
I think we don't have a choice, but I think that we can trust them.
Okay, well, I feel it's redundant to say it, but let's have our guards up and be ready for anything. This could all turn sour very quickly. I suppose we'll follow after and
Alright.
go where they're leading.
The dwarf leads you on. At this point, Ink is very insistent that he stays behind and guards the post. So we will leave Ink behind to guard the post for now. Even though there's nothing there worth guarding, he's very insistent that he's left behind to guard. So the rest of you all grab your stuff and follow this dwarf. You're walking for about half a day. Eventually, they walk into this small village, and the largest building in that village. There's one or two people who seem to coming and going. These people seem to be wearing very dark clothes and very dark robes. And as you walk inside, the first thing you see is what looks like this looks like someone caked in gore. And as they turn to face you, they go, "Ah, good. More people. And you are the Grey Wardens. Good. I will fetch the master." What do you do?
Mutter to everybody else, I don't like the look of that one.
He looks interesting.
Covered in viscera. It's hard to tell whether it's man or beast, but What manner of monster would cover themselves in the guts of anything?
Junie's gonna look up at the group and just kind of point to a dagger and shrug. Like, do you want me to?
I think it's an abomination, but I'm not entirely sure.
Okay. They take you into the sort of main chamber of this room. There's quite a large rectangular table that you just sit down upon. And after a couple of minutes, this very tall-looking, very strange-looking man walks in and goes, I wish to thank you all for agreeing to my parley.
And you are.
Oh, I have many names. And Amy will probably go, you're not doing this remotely justice. I am the architect.
Who?
Well, you see, and he saw at this point you notice 2 or 3 people around the room look a lot more like Darkspawn than you'd realise. He goes, don't worry about them, they are completely free of the taint. But you are Grey Wardens, you are very impactful to my work. I would very much like to discuss future plans with you.
I have so many questions.
Well,
It's just looking at the creatures, just like, nope, nope, nope. Don't want to chat.
Junie's gonna smile and wave at them.
Good, well, I'm glad we all have our understanding. Is there anything you would wish to know before we continue our conversation?
Are you some weird darkspawn?
Well, I may have been at some point, but I'm very much my own self, as it were.
And do you serve your own ends, or do you serve a master?
Oh well, my master for the longest time was Earthemiel, as I'm sure you were all aware.
The dragon, the archdemon.
Well, the dragon is a more appropriate response. I fear that the taint is taking control more than it should, and I would very much like to stop that.
So you're against the blight.
Well, it has benefit, but I would very much appreciate if I could partake in a business deal with Grey Wardens, and you're a lot harder to find now than used to be.
I've not been a Grey Warden for long, but I do feel that a deal with a Darkspawn is something a Grey Warden could never find it within themselves to abide.
Oh, well.
What exactly are you suggesting we do, teaming together?
Well, I mean, I have need for your blood, and the easiest way to get continuous Grey Warden blood is to keep Grey Wardens, yes? I could just kill you and drain your blood, but then I would have limited blood. But instead, I could give you the life of luxury and just occasionally just tap some of that. That's what I need. Almost maybe every second day we could just, drain you of a couple of pints and you'll recover.
But eventually we'll go mad, and
Yeah.
like, how does that benefit us? How if we're gonna go mad?
Well, I mean, you could die immediately, or you could, live to old age, as it were.
while they're saying that, Wraith has taken one half step backwards and has leaned down to Judy and gone, "Get the knife ready."
Julie is going to pull out her fancy knife. Not out of the sheath, but is got it at hand.
Well, he clocks Junie's moving under the table, and he goes, "Oh, I see. Okay. Well, while you make your decision, please follow my assistant here. She will take you to show you what kind of things you could have and partake in." And,
I think we'll be leaving now.
oh no, my friend, you cannot leave. You cannot leave. That is definitely off the table.
Does he have any hands on the table at the moment?
No, he's standing. He's quite tall. He's standing, just looking at you all, quite happily talking. He's wearing some kind of like metal face mask.
What is the likeliness I can get him with the Fade Dagger? What would that do to a Darkspawn?
It would send their spirit back to the Fade, so you can just hit them with it.
Yeah, but I think now's about the time for all of us to just Wraith
Yeah.
maybe shouts out like, "No, that's enough of that. We're here to actually fight, you idiots. Everyone, attack!"
He the dwarf that with the grey warden robes jumps in front of him and draws a what looks like a pair of clubs attached with a chain. And the rest of what look like darkspawn around the room draw swords and make their way forwards very slowly. At this point, he just no, don't spill their blood. We need the blood.
While he's distracted, can I just run forward and nick him with the Fade Dagger?
Yep, roll.
Yep.
And can Ruth cast ice blast to try and catch?
What do I type
Yeah, that is not.
again? Is it dot roll?
R?
I think I can never remember.
Not all, I think.
I think it's dot R or dot roll d20.
Okay, it's not dot R.
Is it dot
15.
15. You charge forward. The dwarf just manages to block you out of the way. Do you hit?
Do I get the dwarf?
Oh God.
Well, hang on. Let me do. Is it dot roll? Yeah.
Yeah, dot roll, yeah. That is a critical fail.
The dwarf just manages to push you out of the way and avoid getting hit. But the ice blast caused by was it ice blast you cast with?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ice blast cast by Ruth sort of knocks everyone prone.
Okay.
So at this point, and he flees through a doorway and slams the door. The dwarf barely keeps their feet from the ice blast. But you're now in a room with like seven darkspawn approaching you.
My spell rebounded and hit me, and I pushed everybody back.
At this point, you hear one of the darkspawn opens his mouth and goes, "Just give in. It's a lot easier this way."
While prone on the ground, Wraith is going to place a hand on the floor and send thorn roots out in every direction, avoiding or attempting to avoid his teammates, but just to try and control the situation. Nope, stay back!
Alright, roll. So probably the most rolling in any episode for a while. 20.
Ooh.
Yes, you cast thorn boots. Most of them seem to be tied in thorn and at least one one ankle tied to the floor with roots.
Quickly, everyone to the door! Run!
Okay.
Somebody toss a Molotov!
Do we need? Actually, is there any fire? Is there any fire in the room, like at all?
Not at the moment, no.
Mm,
You want
okay,
to cause some fire?
I would say, can someone toss a fireball through the door as we run out?
What, like over the shoulder kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've just taken action, so I feel like I can't, but...
Alright, I think the only person that's not reacted so far is back.
Yeah,
So back like
I can do that.
Okay, roll. Nat 20. Yes, you run towards the door. You hurl a firebomb behind you. It explodes and the room starts filling with fire. As you run to the door... thank you, Kitten. You burst through the door, and as you burst through the door, there is a semicircle of armed swords pointing straight at you.
Do we know the side? Is it Darkspawn, Minari, or...
It seems to be sort of... It looks like mercenaries.
Ah, okay then.
And they just sort of point towards an open cage.
Are we fighting?
I'm thinking maybe at last swing at an attempt at authority. Wraith will pull his sleeve up, give him the old Darkspawn sign. Sorry, not the Darkspawn, the Grey Warden symbol, and just be like, "In the name of all Grey Wardens in our darkest hour, you must stand down. Fight for the right side, men."
They look a little bit perturbed by it, but then one of them goes, "He's a Grey Warden. He's what we need in the cage. Just get him over there. It's important."
Idiots!
Can I scratch one of them on the face?
Yep. Are you using the dagger or are you using your claws?
I'm going to use my claws for this one.
All right, roll.
Just straight up distraction. Am I rolling dex again?
Yep.
That's 15 again.
15. You reach out and slash. You leave a very neat line of incision across his face, but he reacts as if he's been cut, but the rest of them don't flinch. And they heard you all. They don't take your weapons off you or anything, but they heard you all towards the cage.
We can't try and fight him off?
You can try to fight them off if you want.
I'd like to. I don't want to go in a cage.
Yeah. Ruth's gonna cast Ice Bolt again.
Alright, roll Ice Bolt.
No, that's not it. That was a 7.
Ruth looks towards them, casts Ice Bolt. There's another small explosion, and Ruth fires backwards, landing with a thud inside the cage.
I decide whether I dare throw a fireball or if I also try an ice attack of some sort. Let's try and follow up with the same again, but hopefully knock them back.
Okay, roll.
Oh.
24.
Getting lucky.
You shung onto the floor. There's a massive fire explosion. More fire everywhere. Are you hitting and running, or are you literally just trying to knock them back?
I think we, as we knock them down, Wraith will just shout out, "Somebody help Ruth up! We need to run!" And then start trying to, if there's a gap in the group or some clear way forward for us to, make a quick beeline through.
Yeah, I'll help
Let
Ruth.
Elle know.
Okay. Back and roll to help with.
What do I roll?
Just do a normal d20 to see if you
Okay.
just grab Ruth and pick them up, or if you try and they're dead weight. No, you grab them and help them up there. Back to their feet. So you all just, for the fireball, you see an opening and all run. And as you get just to the edge of the camp, there's a sort of confusion by the fact that one, their main building is on fire. Two, there's still more fire out and about. There's a lot of confusion going on as to what's actually happening. But as you put it in the camp, you see most of them that were meant to run after you stop. And as you hear the sounds of horses, and as you sort of dive in the bushes and catch your breath, you see this quite large Tevinter procession arriving, with several like large horses with large like carriages and things that look very regal. And the mercenaries seem to stop following you and turn their attention immediately to fighting all the fires that are going on in the base. What would you like to do?
Is the Tevinter approach aggressive, or are they just kind of arriving?
They're arriving with a lot more of pomp and some, a lot more like sort of quiet. No, what would be the word for it? They basically are arriving like you would like a royal procession. Like there's no hint of like animosity. It's just more kind of like all everything is quite quiet and orderly.
Okay. Can I recognise any of the heraldry or anything being Tevinter?
You recognise at least two of them are of the royal house, or at least some of the higher ups in the royal house.
Quietly relay that to the rest of the crew. This is Tevinter royalty arriving here. And it seems, with a certain amount of casual attitudes, that it indicates perhaps they've been asked to parley, but surely not. All the way out here on the front lines.
Didn't think the Archon would stoop to that level.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised. That surprised. Maybe a little surprised.
All right. As the fires are eventually put out, you hear the Tevinter, one of the Tevinter instruments going, where is the commander? We are told to parley with this person, but I don't see anyone here. All I see is idiots running around putting out fires. And then you just hear, oh, don't worry, we are here. And I'm glad to finally meet your acquaintance. Come this way, have you got what we asked for? We have plenty of it. We have plenty of them, as it were. But where is the what we asked for in return? The architect sort of claps very politely, and three mercenaries come out with these huge chests, and they put them on the floor in front of them. And as you're watching from the distance, they open it, and it's filled to the brim with red lyrium.
Oh.
This is what you wanted, but remember, one chest per two. So, how many do you have for me? Well, we've got 10 that we found. I think that's appropriate for 5 chests, no? Oh, 5 chests. I will do what I can to get that for you. He again claps, and the 2 chests are brought out from seemingly this very small tent. Surprising that so many chests can fit in there. But he goes, I will inspect them first. Bring them forth. And from the back of the Tevinter procession line, you see several figures being dragged out with hoods over their heads. One by one, they're like had the hood ripped off, and the artist like pokes their face and checks them. But goes, yes, they will do. Yes, next. And as it gets to the end, the last couple you recognise. The second last one is quite obviously Robin. And the last one, who is more restrained than the rest, is about 4'8" and very angry, and you hear very familiar swearing coming from it as it's dragged, literally one Tevinter per limb from the cart. And goes, oh, you got a commander. That is, they are more seasoned. Wonder if their blood is worth more. You just hear, I'll rip your bastard and legs off. Oh, he's got spirit too. Good.
How good is my line of sight to this scary guy at the moment?
There's quite a crowd of people around him at the moment, but you can try. What do you want to do?
I want to climb a tree, get good line of sight, and aim a dagger for his fucking back of his head.
Ruth's like grabbing on her leg. No, not now.
So you you just see them. You put them in the cage that they tried to get you to go into. And as they throw the dwarf in, they climb and they close the cage and lock it. And they go, all right, well, we will load this on here. Just remember that the Darkspawn will pose no threat to you once we are free of the tent. You know, you may take what you want, but I think you should leave us to have Orlais as our own quiet place, you know? Well, I suppose we could do that if you can keep us in supply of lyrium. Oh, yes, no problem, no problem. We can keep you into the supply of lyrium, no problem. Yes, we can do that. So, yes, you load this lyrium aboard, and remember that the Darkspawn pose no threat to you. Just you deal with those Kunari, and we will deal with dividing after. Yes. And the Winter sort of, and at this point you hear, "You bastard idiots! You realise if they take all the Grey Wardens out, there'll be no one to take care of that fucking archdemon. We're all dead. You're all fucked." And this the Winter kind of goes, "What did he say? I do not speak common." Oh, don't worry about him. He's just bitter he's been caught. Don't worry about him. And the Tevinter sort of nods, they shake hands, and the Tevinter start packing all their stuff to leaving, to be heading off. What do you do?
Ooh, divide and conquer.
I'm thinking with a certain amount of desperation, Wraith will suggest to the group, one more time for old time's sake. I know these Tevinter and their ways well. I will walk in and try to distract them with some fancy talk. And as I do, I suggest that we try and free Yevon and Robin. And, well, we can attempt some sort of strike against them before they can take them away and do God knows what to them. We need everybody we can on our side, and this cannot be allowed to stand.
Yeah, I agree.
We have no idea what that thing is going to do to them, so no.
Serious
Let's-
little Julie nods.
If in doubt, Wraith, claim to be a lawyer.
Well, I was thinking that, and that, well, I'll have to improvise and see how they take this, but, well, here goes nothing. And he'll grimace.
Ask them to look over the contract.
Yes, I'll try and bog them down in technical talk and then take action as I do. He steps out of the bushes into the road and tries to, like, stiffen up and take a confident stride as if he's meant to be there towards the camp. And he'll... If he's still got the piece of paper that says "come to parley" on it, he's gonna just wave it around a bit. In the name of Tevinter law, I demand that this proceeding be halted until all matters have been discussed. And comes forward, shaking it like it means something.
All the Tevinter turn to look at you and go, "What is this? What is this?"
You should know damn well what this is. And he's going to be ramping himself up to be like righteous. You've not signed and dotted the paperwork. I've got it right here, and he keeps waving it around in such a way that nobody can get a good look at it. The paperwork, it's meant to be here. And I'll start trying to push the Tevinter guys off to the sides with this aggressive talk to separate them out a little bit.
Like, Ruth's gonna sneak round towards the other side where the Grey Wardens have been, like, pulled along.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
fine
right.
with.
If we take out the guards, it'll be a lot easier.
Okay.
Shall I?
No, no, you go.
Oh, you first. You're saying a thing.
As Wraith is waving this around, the Tevinter go, call the royal lawyer. At this point, the truck opens up, and a man in a very adorably too small for his head chef's hat starts walking forward, and his hand is a tray of very recently baked bread, and he goes, "Well, as a local lawyer, I am here to tell you which bits have we not started, and of course, as a fellow lawyer, I have to obviously offer you the bread." And he offers you the tray of bread.
I'm gonna inspect the bread and look at it and sniff. This bread is below par, sir. You insult me with this bread. These are matters of the greatest import. Still waving the paper.
This is finest
I
of winter
demand some
seeded
fresh
loaf.
breads. This is not fresh enough. I've seen better bread served to me in minor villages here and there. You call yourself a lawyer. Pah.
At this point, the one in charge goes, "Is this true? You offer inferior bread?" The man in the hat, let's see what he does. The man in the hat is steadfast and goes, "No, this is the best. This is the winter seeded batch. This is fine bread from the homeland."
I only see 3 types of seed on this seeded bread.
At this point,
And
there's
she's going to keep picking fault and trying to find things to be like.
an hail like a scandal has broken out. "You insult me by not offering a appropriate amount of seed in this bread." And the lawyer, let's see, does he back down with your comment? No, he's still going, "No, there is clearly 6 or 7 seed. Look here, these are all different. I can point them out to you."
Wraith is going to quickly look around to try and get a sense of where's the rest of the team at. Because this subterfuge might only last so much longer.
We are currently kidnapping the guards and untying our friends.
I was going to just
Telling them to
hit them both
shush.
with the fade dagger and call it
Yeah.
a night, you know?
Yeah. Our little swift ninja.
All
Going to
right.
quickly kind of like scoot behind them and just nick the guards, you know, let them quietly die or whatever happens. They don't quite die, do they?
They kind of fade into immediate
They
old
stop
age.
living.
Yeah.
Put
Yeah.
it that way.
They fade to old age and go incredibly pale and white, and then they just crumble into bones.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, that's
yes,
what I have done to the guards.
Ginny has
Rescuing them and then tell them to shush and like get the fuck out of here.
yeah. So Ginny has taken care of several guards. They are now all sort of crumbling and emitting sort of groaning sounds, and as the groaning sounds sort of carry over to Devinter, who seems to sort of be more and more alert to those groaning sounds going on.
Someone's taken ill! Send for a doctor!
He goes, "Right, well, it seems like your camp is full of ill people." "Oh, don't worry, they're not too, but they're not ill. They're just sleeping. They will be fine. I have a grey warden in my chambers that I will be finishing my work upon. Once I finish that, I will hopefully be able to increase our number, as it were."
So, catching that Junie's gone around and has slowly assassinated a bunch of people, and it's like perhaps they're approaching. Wraith will take one more attempt to like steal all of the attention, and backhand the tray of bread onto the ground. "This seeded bread is only fit for the birds." And try and like again gesticulate and try and get those 2 guys that were just talking to get them to look over and pull attention.
They turn and look at you and go, You have littered the floor with our finest seeded batch. How sure are you of these accusations you have of this being an inferior quality bread?"
"Just look at it, man. There's dirt all over it. It's disgusting." And he'll stamp a bit of it into the ground with some real relish. "Disgusting! I've never seen such bread."
The man in the very small chef's hat looks quite crestfallen, and he goes, "No, but it is traditional Travinta recipe. I baked it myself this morning."
Does he look like he's about to cry?
Yes.
Wraith will just stare at him and solemnly shake his head. You have dishonored your family this day. Away with your bread. And then he's going to turn to the boss and start ranting and raving. Be like, you insult me with this bread! And quiet, if he can spot Junie with one hand, maybe just gesticulate a little bit like, oh, come on.
But the boss goes, "Oh, I had no idea that this was such a problem. Quick, bake this gentleman some fresh bread immediately. Come on!" And two or three of the Tevinter rush to the cart that the man with the small hat left from, and you hear the sounds of very hurried bread making.
So, in the meantime, have I managed to take out enough guards so that I can get to the cage unseen?
Yes.
Grand, I'm going to pick the lock.
Okay. Roll dexterity.
Cool. Come on, back on the right channel. Thank you very much. $18.
Okay. Yep. You pick the lock. The lock snaps open quite easily.
Cool. Yep. Can we attempt to convince everyone to come out and quietly?
Oh yeah, we're like, yeah then. You didn't think the rookies were gonna leave you?
At this point, Yevon is literally spitting blood, and he's just like, "I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill all of them."
All in good time. Let's get you up and armed. We should maybe pick up that red lyrium though too.
At this point,
We don't have a cart to like stash it on though. We don't have any way of carrying it unless
Yeah,
we
we
want to
don't have
steal
our
one of
cart.
the Tevinters. Unless we steal a Tevinter cart.
We could steal their Tevinter cart and then mine this area with the red lyriums so that when the darkspawn come, we can just blow them all to hell.
True.
What could be a shout then is if we get a cart stolen and ready, and then I can maybe like indicate to Rafe like which one we're going in. We can try and get it loaded onto the cart officially. Like, oh yes, everything is fine now. Okay, let's go. And then we just bugger off with all the stuff.
Got a lot of faith in Wraith being able to pull off this lawyering and take this fairly aggressive charade and turn it into something, but we can try.
It's probably a better shout than trying to fight off about 15 guys while we're trying to load 5 chests of red lyrium into a cart, you know?
Okay. Just trying to think of how to...
I don't know, I think killing everybody's easier.
You want to just kill everyone?
At this point,
Well, no, the Grey Wardens are with us. We've got 7 more people.
the Tevinter in charge is very much. "I'm very sorry. Yes, indeed. I'm very sorry, your lawyership. I did not realize that our current house lawyer would offer you such an inferior product."
Oh, well, at least you've the manners to recognize it and to pull himself together a bit and use it as an excuse to calm down. Just say to him, well, with all this faff and hassle out of the way, we should really expedite this situation now. I think we're going to need that red lyrium. That needs to be loaded onto that cart.
Oh yes,
Sure.
of course. You must know what you mean. Yes. You unload it from that cart. Put it on that cart quickly. The Tevinter all look quite crestfallen. They have to lift the cart, these huge chests back down again, but they do as they say, and they start moving them from one cart to another.
Wraith will nod and just be like, yes. All efforts for the war.
Of course.
Good job, men.
Well,
I think quietly looking around, hoping that the rest of the team is like surreptitiously moving towards escape routes.
Yes.
as you sort of doing this, one of the cart, there is a sort of hand pops out of one of the carts, and he goes, oh, excuse me, 1 second, and he runs over and he goes, yes, Your Majesty. What? Oh, yes. And he rushes to the cart that they're loading and unloading delirium, and he opens one of the boxes and he takes a quite large spoonful of the red lyrium, And he closes the thing and locks it again and runs back and hands that through the window of this cart. And you hear a sound not unlike someone doing lines, followed by a, "Oh, this is good stuff." What would you like to do?
Wraith's eyes will bulge in his head a little bit at the thought of sniffing red lyrium and what it might do to a person.
Raw red lyrium.
Ruth's just like, regular lyrium is dangerous enough.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Is this the kind of deal where, on the way out of town, I mean, you said mines, but at the same time, if this dude's saturated with it, is he just a walking bomb at this point? We don't know
He
what
could be.
his blood content level is, but if he's got enough red lyrium in him...
Yes. He would be a bomb.
The vague plan then would be to try and just after everything's loaded up, be like, "Thank you very much," all hop on the car, and then fireballs over the shoulder as we go.
I think we'll need more distance than that.
I'm just thinking, like, our experience with red lyrium tends to say that if this goes off, there's going to be a crater.
Yes.
So, I guess we're going to try and just get out of there as quick as possible at this point. Like, if we could all catch eyes with each other across the spaces, just be like, head nods to the side and stuff, like, yes, get on, move. Silent communications.
Tristan and Ruth are like shimmying through the undergrowth, just like crawling through the undergrowth. I'm not sure where the other Grey Wardens are doing, but
Most of them are following you.
okay, that's fine then.
Yevon's eyes have not left the architect yet. He is very much focused on, and you just see him every so often just look like he's about to just charge forward, and then he goes and just stops himself.
I'm gonna have to grab on his foot as well. Just like, no, sir.
Wait.
Later.
We need to
We
kill
can do
him.
it later.
We need to kill him.
And we will somehow, just not right now.
Yeah, again, Yevon is very. He seems to be like fighting himself quite strongly about what he should do.
Sir, we've a giant archdemon to face.
Aye, and that thing is its lead voice.
Yeah, but if we kill the dragon, we kill the voice, and then he's easy pickings.
Yeah, I think it'd be easier to kill the voice first, but I see your point.
I mean, if we catch him in a big blast, I'm not gonna.
He sort of works his way around, and eventually backs off. At this point, while everyone is being silent and working around, you just hear the loudest sneeze you've ever heard. And everyone turns to look at Robin, who's standing next to you, looking very sheepish.
Fucking Robin, honestly.
At this point, you stop and you notice all the Tevinter, even all the ones that were talking to Wraith, have all just turned to look at Robin now.
Seeing them all stop, Wraith is going to go back into ranty mode and just shout at all of the ones that were carrying stuff. "You never heard a man sneeze before? Get back about your work!"
They are all very, very confused, and that Robin is out of his cage.
Can we all just jump on the cart and run?
You can, yeah.
Julie's gonna jump
Yeah.
in the driver's seat of the cart and just shove the guy out that's sitting there.
Yeah, Ruth's gonna get up and just quickly kick the nearest Tevinter.
Okay.
Run!
Wraith being probably furthest from all of this, close to the actual Tevinter and everything, he's gonna go, "Oh, looks like lawyering time's up. And he's going to grab the front of his robes, pull them up, and start hightailing it off towards the cart as quick
Alright.
as he can.
Alrighty. So as you're all running for this cart, let's see what happens. As you do that, you hear a what? Where do they go? Fetch them back. They're not allowed to do that. And all the Tevinter start drawing swords and start running towards you.
As I'm running, if I pass the chef, I just want to shout, "Your bread wasn't that bad!"
I'm sorry, I lied.
He feels a little bit guilty now.
You see some of the dark cloud that was on his head eventually just leave a little bit with that comment.
Bless.
I like to think Junie jumps, grabs the the railing on top of most carts.
Yeah.
The decorative railings. Hands grab that. Back feet goes swinging in through the window and just kicks the guy out through the door on the other side.
You do Indiana Jones, basically.
Essentially. Except it's a tiny cat with claws, so it'll probably hurt
Ninja.
more. Achoo.
Okay. So you jump on the top of the cart. Everyone else is piling on the cart at this stage. You're defending.
Hopefully not getting shot.
As everyone jumps on the cart is getting harder and harder to remove, considering how much weight is on the back of it. Because 5 crates of large chests of lyrium is relatively heavy compared to everything else.
Cat horse time. Right, add me to the horses. Cat horse.
Chris gonna make his way over to try and take over the reins. Junie!
Let's see what everyone else is doing. Oh, that's the wrong one. Alright. As you attach as you very quickly attach Junie to the cart and start defending the cart from approaching Tevinter, the ground starts trembling all around you.
Oh god.
Go.
Go. Start dropping lyrium.
Don't even jump back on the cart. Just jump on Junie's back. We're going.
As you start trying to all climb on top of Junie, you hear Yevon stops and goes, "Oh no, no!" And you just see this thing, and this very strong scent in the air, and he goes, "The beastie's here. This is the best chance we've got. Alright, well." He just turns around to you and goes, "I guess good luck." And he just grabs an axe and just turns around and goes, "Have at you, beastie!" and starts running towards where the sound of the slamming coming from.
Oh.
I think caught in the moment of Yevon saying that, Wraith will just follow suit and just shout, "To arms!" And assuming how many horses were drawing this?
There was originally just the one, and then there was Cat Horse.
Okay. I think maybe if we hop on the horses on the front and chop off the cart and leave it behind and follow after him, perhaps.
Okay.
That's certainly what Wraith is going to do, is take the actual horse, and loosen it to go off like that.
Okay.
Does anyone want to ride a cat horse into battle?
Ruth's too busy thinking you can make a slingshot and use the red lyrium as artillery.
I feel I'd do better on horseback with my bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to do cat horse bow and arrow combo?
Yeah. Let's do
Let's
it.
do this.
Cat Horse bow and arrow combo. Okay. So Tristan jumps on top of Junie, and the two of you ride off. Basically, at the moment, you've got Yevon running, 3 or 4 Grey Wardens running with him, a bunch of Tevinter very confused, were running to try and get the cart back, and are now running after the Grey Wardens, and are now just confused where the fuck they're going. Then you've got Wraith running. Then Junie and Tristan. What is Ruth doing?
Probably just like standing, panicking, just like, where is ink? I need a. Boy, I don't have a boomer. Oh God. Fuck it. It's going to take some red lyrium and start planting it around.
Okay. So at this point, the Devinter that were there are all running after Yevon and everyone. At this, the very confused voice in there goes, Don't kill them. We need them to eat the Grey Warden."
What? Did he just say?
To eat the Grey Warden?
As you follow Yevon, it eventually goes into this quite open field, and in the middle is this gigantic pink and purpley dragon-coloured creature, which is enormous and like the ground shakes when it walks forward, and beneath its feet is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of darkspawn.
The sight of this, there's just Wraith gulps and sort of hits the reins and tries to like keep pace forward. He's going to charge directly at the center of it, I think.
Okay.
Is his feeling right now. Like, right, the suicide mission has begun. Yevon started the charge, I'm with him.
At this point, Yevon is running faster than any of you thought possible. As a dwarf, he's running, wielding this dwarven axe above his head, basically almost entirely on his own, sprinting faster towards this dragon. The dragon is just looking at him completely perplexed.
That's fine. That's fine. Ruth is makeshifting a trebuchet of some sort with Ink's help in the forest.
Oh, has Ink rejoined you now, is he? Okay.
Ink is helping me. I need someone who understands firepower.
Yes, Ink reappears from nowhere and starts giving you a lecture about how to make gunpowder from red lyrium. Of course he knows how to do that.
Yeah, create a nice bit of tension on a nearby big tree branch or something so you can fling it off using that or something.
Yes.
Yes. Alright. So, so as you're all sort of charging towards this gigantic dragon, the Tevinter will look at the dragon and just stop chasing you and just be like, no. And all of them turn back round and run back towards their cart.
Cowards!
Again, all you just hear is, no, just eat them, master. Just eat them. They will be good for you. They will help. The dragon is just completely just perplexed, looking down as this very short dwarf with this like half-shaved head and an eye patch is charging towards it, screaming, "Die, beastie!"
Assuming he can't outrun a horse, I want to try and get up alongside Yevon and shout down to him while riding. How exactly do you want to fight the thing when we get there?
Yes. I'm gonna put my axe in its throat and it's gonna die.
Good plan! He'll point forward and keep charging.
Alright. So as there's the two of you and then about 5 or 6 Grey Wardens following, and then there's Cat Horse and Tristan, and then at the back there's Robin, who seems to have the worst cardio of all of you.
Well, he has been laying prone for about 6 months at least. It kind of makes sense.
Alright. So, what do you want to do?
I want to cover Wraith and Yevon
Yevon.
with my bow and arrow so that they can get a straight shot.
Alright. So do some rolls. Let's see how you get on. Yep, you shunk some arrows in the air. You take out several of the darkspawn that are underneath the archdemon. As Yevon draws closer, he stops and sort of seems to catch his breath and then goes, right. He's staring down this gigantic dragon and he just seems to smile and goes, alright, beastie, we can have a one-on-one fight, come on, me and you. I don't need all this. And he just gestures to all the darkspawn that are all like slamming their shield with their hammers and stuff and living at them. Just, come on. And at this point, the archdemon just roars and all the darkspawn just start charging towards Yevon.
Can, hopefully by this point, we've got a little trebuchet thing going on.
Alright.
And we're gonna...
Roll your trebuchet. If this goes badly, it'll be hilarious, but roll your trebuchet.
It's our tree trebuchet.
Yep. 22. Yep, your first quite large bag of red lyrium sails through the air, lands in the midst of the darkspawn, and explodes dramatically, killing several hundred darkspawn easily.
As they're charging and as that explosion goes off, Wraith just yells out, I cannot abide poor sportsmanship, and tries to thorn roots as many of them as he could possibly can to hold them in their tracks.
Yeah, roll. See how you get on with mass thorn roots. Yep, you casted a good, like the front line at least is all caught in thorn roots. The back line slam into them and confused why they're not moving forward as well. This creates somewhat of not so much a bottleneck, but as a confused front line that are sort of slamming into each other and not being able to move forward.
I think he'll continue waving arms and chucking roots all over the place and shout, Yevon, now, run!
I'll keep doing slash. Yevon charges forward and swings. His axe bounces off the archdemon's leg, but he keeps swinging anyway. The rest of the Grey Wardens don't reach there in time. Robin has stopped for breath.
Picture him, the hands on knees, just heaving, doubled over.
The one finger up as he's...
Why is this on point as well?
I know.
Right, so it's back round again. So it's now back to who was first. I think it was back.
Me?
It's back first.
Yes.
It was back then. Ruth. Then I suppose is Ginny doing anything or just being a mount at the moment?
I'm currently a mount, so
Okay.
tell me what you need, what you want to do, Tristan, and I will do whatever to support that, basically.
Keep us away from the dark spawn so I can hit the dark spawn from back here.
Cool, yeah, gonna move quickly then, parallel to the Darkspawn army.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's what else is Tristan doing now?
More arrows.
More arrows. Okay. Do some rolls. Do a roll. Let's see how many you take out. 21. Yep. You shunk some arrows in. You take out a good handful more darkspawn. We're now. I think we're now back to Ruth and the mighty tree trebuchet.
Yes, I'm gonna leave Ink to man the trebuchet,
Okay.
and Ruth's gonna try and make his way towards more front lines to see if anybody needs help.
Okay. So as you're running, let's see how Ink gets on. Oh dear. Ruth runs. She turns around and sees Ink pull back the trebuchet. there is a gigantic explosion. Like earth-shatteringly loud explosion. As Ruth turns around, there's a crater easily about 100 foot deep. There is nothing that was there before.
Goodbye, Ink. You've served us well.
Oh bless.
Putting in, I suspect.
I mean, he did, I don't think he felt a thing.
I could just imagine Tom saying something like, "This ought to show him."
Yep, it's very in keeping for his character. Incinerated an explosion. He would be very proud of that.
I can imagine that Ruth's just been propelled through the air
Yep.
and has hit a tree at this point,
Yep.
and then
And
has
just-
rolled
just
over
rolls
to
around,
just see
looks
this
to see this
crater.
this smouldering crater. Like, it's taken out the camp that was there. Most of the Tevinter that were there are just gone. There's not even like blood or anything. It's just smouldering. There's no bodies. It's just a large smoking crater.
Oh dear.
On the plus side, a lot of the Darkspawn have stopped to like stare around, going, "What the fuck was that?"
Pretty.
Surely.
So, if Wraith could do me a roll first of all to see if he doesn't get affected by the the massive
Shockwave.
shockwave behind him.
Oh dear.
Nope, Wraith is thrown from his feet and lands very much in a sort of rough heap on the floor. If Junie can do me the same, please.
Yep. What, am I rolling my dex or just
You
straight d20?
add your dex to that, yeah.
Yep. $23.
Yep, Ginny is completely fine. The Archdemon itself is completely fine. Oh. Most of the Darkspawn have fallen over though. Like most of the
That's
sort of.
plus.
So yeah, the shockwave has had an effect on the sort of ground troops, but not the Archdemon, who's standing relatively fine, just looking around, confused as to why there's this, as I said, like 100 foot crater, like a giant sphere has been just taken out of the earth. So we're actually, let's see, what has it affected Yevon? Yes, Yevon has also been like smacked off his feet and is sort of tumbled underneath the Archdemon.
Not so good.
Right, so it's now back to Tristan, since Ginny has not lost balance. Tristan has not been affected.
So with most of the Darkspawn down, I want to aim at the Archdemon.
Okay, roll. You shunk some arrows into one of the wings. It seems to react angrily to you shooting it in the wings. But that it doesn't look like it has that much of effect, but it does seem to like annoy it enough that it has turned to sort of look towards you. It's now Ruth. Ruth gets himself up from the pile on the floor that they were. What do you want to do?
Still run to the front.
Okay.
Because that's the only thing you can do. You can't go back now.
Oh, I just realised
There's a gorge.
I didn't check for the other Grey Wardens. The other Grey Wardens, I assume, yeah, they've all fallen over as well. And Robin. Dear sweet Robin. Robin kept his feet. Somehow. But yes, it's back to them now. The Grey Wardens are getting back on their feet. Robin, since he didn't get affected, has charged forward and again stopped for breath. Thanks,
Oh
Robin.
my god.
Yevon Yevon is up and is again trying to dig his axe into the tail of the archdemon. It's now Wraith.
Okay. Stagger to feet and how I think Wraith will just have one of those like war film moments where he stands up, like head kind of buzzing a bit, and just looks around with chaos happening around him.
Yep.
How close is like the line of Darkspawn, like, and like where is he in relation to everything? I'm trying to like
Let's say about 4 or 5 meters in front of you is all the line of Darkspawn. The Darkspawn line seems to go very much into the distances, and there's a lot of them. A lot of them. The archdemon is sort of standing next to you, all 4 limbs like gigantic tree trunks.
Okay. With the he's gonna look up and see the archdemon then, and just kind of go, "Oh shit!" and
Yep.
launch an ice bolt directly up at it.
Okay, roll. How much my chair creaks when I move. 24. You stuck an ice bolt through its chin. It does seem to pierce the skin. It emits a deafeningly loud howl as it turns down to look at you with like very thick black blood dripping from its mouth.
And just before we move off, Wraith will just point at him and go, "Today is your reckoning!"
Alright, we are now back to Tristan.
Is Wraith okay as far as his distance from him and the Darkspawn?
Yeah, Wraith is basically like directly below the archdemon now, and has the archdemon's attention.
Okay, I'll strike at the archdemon again then.
Alrighty. Right, which part of it are you going to aim for?
Head.
Head, okay, roll.
Eh.
17. You miss the eye by millimeters. It emits another deafening roar, and it sort of turns its head to try and look around to try and follow where you are as this as Cat Horse just speeds past the archdemon. All right, it's Ruth.
Has Ruth made it to the front?
Let's say Ruth has now made it to Wraith.
Okay. Okay, we're just gonna have some ice
All right.
and try and lock down this dragon.
Are you aiming for its legs? Are you aiming for its body? Are you aiming for the floor? What are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for the floor to see if it'll slip.
All right. Twenty-three. You create a quite a large sheet of ice, of your ice completely below the Darkspawn and all along. Does it catch them? Yes, it does. It pins several hundred Darkspawn to the floor. The Grey Wardens. Actually, no, Yevon, first of all. Yevon again swings his axe, bounces off the archdemon, but he's still trying. The Grey Wardens. One of them slips and actually no, they're next to the Darkspawn. One of the Darkspawn kills one of the Grey Wardens. There is still 3 remaining. Robin. Dear sweet Robin. Robin has caught his breath and is running up to the archdemon and has done his first attempt at a stab. It didn't do much, but he's at least trying. The archdemon itself is still reeling from being shot in the face by Wraith. Does he do anything else? Does he have any effect from the ice? He keeps his feet, though he does seem to be taken out of the battle for a second by how cold it is under his feet. It's now Wraith.
Okay. I want to thorn root its right foot specifically, so that we've got a kind of leverage point to maybe try and topple this thing over.
Okay, roll. "23, yes. Several quite large vines spawn from the ground and wrap the right foot of this archdemon, pinning it to the ground."
Cool.
We are now on to Tristan.
I, at risk of being repetitive, shoot my arrows.
Okay.
But continue to aim for its face.
Alright, roll. Yep, again, you miss its eye by millimeters. It again, frantically, tries to follow where you've run to try and, because it sees you as the biggest threat at the moment. It's Ruth before Evan. So Ruth.
Yeah, Ruth's gonna try and aim for the other foot of the dragon.
Okay.
Get this dragon down.
A natural
20.
20, yes. You ice bolt the foot. It freezes into a large comical block of ice. The dragon is immediately attention just shoots down to you from Tristan, as it's trying to work out why its leg is encased in a block of ice. Yevon swings again. He's not getting much purchase, but he's getting at least determined to do something. The other Grey Wardens, again, they're swinging but not really doing much. Dear sweet Robin. Robin again tries but doesn't really get very far. And the Archdemon itself. The Archdemon itself is confused by the fact its leg is in a block of ice and doesn't do anything. So we're back round to Wraith.
Okay. Trying to think what the best course of action is. Suppose I'll just pile another bit of damage into it if we've got it kind of pinned at this point.
Yep.
I'm just going to launch another ice bolt up at its chin and see if I can hit in about the same spot as last time.
Okay.
I'm rolling
19,
well.
yeah. You shunk up. You shunk an ice bolt right through its lower jaw. Again, piercing up, you see a tooth flying out and flying away. There is blood dripping from its jaw now. It is very angry, as it again now turns its attention towards you. Tristan?
Do you need me to do anything daring or cruel to get you into a position?
Always.
Always? Okay.
What would Cathouse like to do?
I'm trying to think of, the positioning of everyone. Because, there's not a lot I can do. I can't throw a dagger. It's more like if anyone comes towards me, do you need me to, kick anything out of the way, or, where do I need to be to get you into a good position?
Yeah. Junie is... Well, Junie. The Archdemon is at the front line, and most of the sort of Darkspawn near the Archdemon are still scrabbling to their feet with the frozen ground. So there's not really anyone to shove it out of the way yet, but there might be shortly.
Okay, I will keep that then.
Okay.
Alright, so for now I just want to keep everything off them. And if there's nothing close to them, I'll keep shooting at the Archdemon.
Alrighty. Do a roll. This time it manages to, yeah. This time you manage to not. You don't manage to hit anything, or if your arrow does hit, it doesn't sink beneath the skull of the archdemon. It just seems to bounce off harmlessly. It's now Ruth.
Root's gonna aim a bolt, a nice bolt at the belly.
The belly. Okay.
Ryan.
Roll.
Yes. See if we can get some damage in. Get some more damage in. 12.
It just bounces off harmlessly. Yevon. Again, Yevon swings, doesn't do anything. The 3 remaining Dark Grey Wardens, they barely do anything. They seem to almost lose their feet with the frozen ground. Robin doesn't do anything. Again, I think he might be just waiting to get his breath back while standing underneath the Archdemon. The Archdemon itself turns to who was it facing last? It was facing Wraith, I believe. And he does a fire breath. Can everyone do me a dodge roll, please? Tristan doesn't need to, just Junie does.
Okay.
But Junie, if you have dodge roll, add dodge roll to it.
No dodge roll for me.
Nope, no for me.
That's,
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh dear.
Okay. Odd or even, Wraith?
Oh, let's go with odd.
It's even.
Oh!
Wraith was there. Wraith doesn't reappear after the flame breath.
Oh no!
Just a black shadow
Just
for a brief second within the fire, and then
And then just. Yep.
Oh!
didn't even get any last words. Oh.
So, as Junie and Ruth and Tristan, actually I need to roll for Yevon and everyone else, don't I? Sorry. Yevon. Ooh, he also gets hit by something. He doesn't get incinerated though. He just takes damage. What damage does he take? 5. That's one of his arms gets set on fire. So he seems to sort of like frantically pat the fire down. The remaining Grey Wardens, natural 20. They dodge really easily.
Of course they do.
Dear sweet Robin. Robin dodges really easily as well. Oh dear.
I had to get jinxed there. Like I had a really good run of really high rolls, and then the one crucial one is
Sadly, the end, and sadly, death is very quick, and when having a dragon breathe fire onto you. All right. Well, it's now Tristan.
I think Judy might be enraged over the death of her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bit there.
Okay.
Judy is going to start humming a tune.
What tune is Junie going to start humming?
It is eerie and definitely not of this world.
Ah.
There
Okay.
has been a certain dagger she's been fiddling around with for the last while that she might have gotten off a demon. Shade.
I see.
And she's starting to lose a bit of emotional control, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. Are you staying as cat horse, or are you going to change back?
She is currently cat horse. I don't know how much longer.
Okay. Well, while you're still cat horse, it's Tristan.
How far are we to the Archdemon versus the Darkspawn?
The Darkspawn is kind of on the front line sorry, the Archdemon is in the front line of the Darkspawn. So the Archdemon is, let's say the Archdemon is about 5 meters away from you. The Darkspawn are all around the Archdemon, but they're like a sort of if you take the Archdemon's front paws and have like sort of semicircle around that, that's where the Darkspawn are, and then it's continually straight back from there. So, but at the moment, the Darkspawn are still getting their feet again.
Okay, so assessment, the Archdemon is currently the more prominent target still.
Yep.
Okay. So I will shoot again at the head.
Okay. Roll. $17. Again, you shunk an arrow into the head. It emits a quite loud, ear-splitting howl at being shot almost in the eye. It really doesn't like how close you're getting to shooting it in the eye. Then there's Ruth.
Ruth is enraged and is probably going to try and make a stab at the Archdemon.
Okay.
While running a spell through his staff.
Okay.
Look, gonna stab you, you bastard!
Okay. Roll to stab the Archdemon. 14. Again, you just bounce off the scales.
God damn it!
Yevon's axe bites home into one of the scales. It rips it off, revealing a little bit more of a weak spot. The remaining Grey Wardens fail to do anything interesting. Robin. Robin manages to stab the Archdemon in the weak spot. Does he do anything more than that? 20. There is a lot of blood suddenly pouring from the Archdemon.
I can't help but imagine that Robin's slightly bemused that he actually did something.
Yes!
Yep. He pulls his blade back out. There is a, almost... It's like someone popping a balloon above your head. There's a almost wall of thick, foul-smelling black blood just pouring out of this Archdemon all over Robin and Yevon. It's now Tristan. Actually, no, it's now Ginny. Is Ginny doing anything?
Shall I roll for self-control?
If you want it.
Probably the best way around it.
Are you going high or
To
low?
just say-
Oh, 7.
Well, that's quite low, so I think I might have lost control now.
Okay. What are you going to do?
I think Junie might be turning into an awful monster.
So what is Ginny going to do as this awful monster?
Go flying at the thing that killed Dad.
Okay. Do a roll.
Junie, stab!
Okay. Do a roll.
Tristan by this point is just hot falling off the back going, holy fuck!
Am I doing my dex or?
Yep. Your dex.
See the cat horse rearing up and Tristan just quickly falling off the back.
Yep.
Ginny
7. I'm not being
jumps.
very effective yet.
Ginny jumps using the soul dagger. They slice through a bunch of scales, but it doesn't pierce the skin.
Okay.
Can Tristan do a roll to see if they keep their feet from being shoved off this angry Ginny?
Dex.
Yep. You not only land your feet, but you manage to get a shot in straight away. You also manage to hit the weak spot of the Darkspawn. Again, more blood and more sort of viscera just starts pouring out of this hole in the bottom of the Archdemon. It emits a deafeningly loud roar, and a lot of the Darkspawn around start backing away. It's still Tristan to
Good
shoot
line.
again if they want.
Oh, yeah. I'll shoot immediately.
Yep.
Mm.
Oh, sadly, you do miss with that shot. It's now Ruth.
Yeah, we're just taking aim at that weak point.
Okay. Yep.
19.
Yep. You Shunka. Are you using your? Are you stabbing?
Yes.
Okay. You stab up into the archdemon. You continue to tear this hole further and further. It definitely looks like some kind of organs are beginning to like fall out through the hole now. The archdemon is pouring thick black viscera everywhere. It's emitting deafeningly loud howls, and it starts to try and hunker down. The archdemon loses its footing and collapses downwards. Can everyone under the archdemon please roll for me?
Dodge again.
Not all of
Yeah.
us.
I think Tristan was just outside the range, but can roll if you want.
Okay.
21.
Yep, Junie is completely fine. Ruth might need to do something in a second. I need to do Yevon and Robin and the other ones. Yevon is totally fine. Robin is totally fine. The other Grey Wardens, they are also fine. Ruth, hang on, let's see first of all. Odd or even, Ruth?
Odd.
It's odd. You managed to just get out of the way with the archdemon landing, crushing one of your legs. Okay, it's now Yevon. Yevon is recovering from falling over. He doesn't do anything. The remaining Grey Wardens pick him back up, but don't do anything else. Robin. Robin is full go and is back up, trying to stab the archdemon in what little point he can. He has managed to stab the archdemon again. So Robin is doing quite well so far. It's who's still alive? It's now Junie.
Cool. I like to think Junie is like getting increasingly big, Hulk-like, stupid cat monster nonsense.
You are getting larger and larger with every turn.
I'm gonna. How big am I compared to the archdemon?
You
Just
started
now.
out being maybe a 30th of the size. You're now maybe a 20th.
Okay. I kind of want to run over and try and pull its organs out of its body. I won't lie.
Okay, in true cat form, you can do that. Do a roll.
Yep. Strength, I'm guessing.
Yep.
$19.
Yep, you run over, you shunt into the side of it and start ripping and tearing as only a cat can. By the time your sort of frenzy is done, there is definitely some kind of intestines out somewhere. The archdemon emits a deafeningly loud roar. Again, the darkspawn around back off more and more. Most of them seem to have a sort of look of this is the tide's turning and we don't want anything to do with this. Yevon doesn't do anything. The Grey Wardens don't do anything. Robin doesn't do anything. It's back to Tristan.
So the archdemon is prone.
The archdemon is prone. It was slightly more on its side than it was with Junie ripping getting to rip its organs out through its hole. There is just thick black darkspawn blood everywhere.
I'll try for the head again, see if I can get a
Alright,
kill.
do a roll. Natural 1.
Oh no.
Odd or even. What's your call back?
Odd.
You aim for the head. You don't see the archdemon rolling over to try and stop Junie. You are crushed underneath the archdemon.
Oh no!
Jesus.
The only ones left now is Junie, Ruth, Yevon, Robin, and the remaining Grey Wardens. Let's see. The Grey Wardens do nothing. Should have done Yevon first. Yevon does nothing. Dear sweet Robin does nothing. It's back to Ruth.
Ruth is pulling themselves out and like his legs crushed. So
The plus side, because Junie's attacked the other side, has rolled off you, so you can drag yourself out, but your leg is completely mangled.
yeah.
Shh. Lolo. Shush. Stop getting excited.
Shush.
Yeah, he's like dragging himself away and trying to angle up his staff to knock off a firebolt, ice bolt.
Okay.
Try and get this.
Let's see how the ice bolt does.
Don't you die already?
No, you can't get a good enough angle to aim. It's now Junie.
Oh, having ripped out a stinking pile of intestines. How mad do I go? Very.
I mean, it's you.
Is it-
I wouldn't be surprised if you did that. I climb inside and start chewing from the inside.
I was gonna go for the head and try and rip out its tongue.
You can go that if you want.
Yeah, I think I might try that, considering it's roaring.
Yep. It's roaring
let's
in
try and-
pain quite a lot. So yeah, do a roll to try and grab its tongue.
Cool. Yep. Am I doing a dex roll? Or...
Yeah, it'll be dex.
Yeah. Cool.
23.
23!
Junie reaches in and grabs this gigantic creature by the tongue. The tongue's about the same size as Junie. What do you want to do with it?
Rip it out
Alright.
as fast as I can. If I can pull it out as well and try and get it to bite it off, that could be a move.
You pull and tear at the tongue. It begins to start ripping as either side of the tongue is like your claws are dug in. It's like tearing from the sides and then beginning to tear into the middle.
Okay.
How does it respond to you doing this? It tries to bite down. Do a dodge roll.
Okay. Come on, click on the right channel. Load to the right channel, thank you. 7.
Is that with your? That's with your thing.
Yeah.
Well, you know the question, odd or even.
Odd.
It's odd. Junie just managed to get away with one of the teeth come down and slit like part of her open in several places, but it's mostly superficial wounds rather than anything serious.
Okay.
The Grey Wardens, again, just try and do something and don't do anything. Yevon is again trying to, but Yevon goes over and tries to help Ruth. Dear sweet Robin doesn't do anything. The archdemon itself, 19. It does attack. Which attack does it? Oh, fuck's sake. Which attack does it do? Oops, when I do the right thing. 16. 16, I think it's Fire Breath. Yep. It does Fire Breath again. The only targets it can hit, because Junie has dodged at the way of its mouth, is Ruth and Ruth and Yevon, and the Grey Wardens, obviously. So I will roll for the. Let's roll for Yevon first. Yevon does have to roll again. The remaining Grey Wardens are completely fine. Robin is completely fine. Does Yevon get yomped? No, he's totally fine.
Oh, thank God.
Yevon gets a sort of glaze of fire over him, but dodges. It is Ruth. With a 20, he can potentially help you if you do roll low with that one.
I'm good. Yeah, I think Ruth will get him to help aim the staff.
Yeah. Well, it's you to dodge roll first of all.
Oh, dodge roll. Okay. 11.
Yep, you're fine.
Oh, thank God.
All right. So he is now there to help with you aiming. So if you want to use your staff again.
Yes. 23.
23. Yep. You shrunk an ice bolt right into its face. It seems to freeze some of the blood, and it causes it to not be able to close its mouth properly.
Okay. Okay.
Somebody take its head off.
The Grey Wardens do nothing. Yevon is too busy helping you. Robin. Oh. Robin stands there. He turns to you when you shout, take his head off, and he looks like he's trying to come up with a quick comment. The Archdemon leans down and just eats him. Just bites him.
Hi, Robin.
Just grabs him, swallows him. Gone. Dear sweet Robin is no longer a role.
Ruth's just gonna go, ooh.
Hang on. Does he chew? Yes, he chews. Robin is very much dead.
Brad.
Robin is very much dead.
Because he had a hole in him. I was half planning for a second there.
Well, if he hadn't chewed at all, then Robin might have been able to survive long enough to escape. But no, Robin has been chewed to pieces and has very much been swallowed. So it's back to Ginny. Actually, it's back to Tristan. Sorry.
Wait, I'm still under the dragon?
Oh no, you were killed by the dragon, weren't you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it just Ginny and Ruth? Yeah, it's just Ginny and Ruth. Yeah, it's just Ginny. Sorry. My bad.
How far is the archdemon's face away from me at the moment?
You are literally holding on to one of its teeth.
Oh, grand. Fade dagger in the eyeball, please. Gonna stab it in the eyeball with
Roll.
fade dagger.
Roll.
Dex?
Yep.
12?
Yeah. You stab it point blank into the eye. It emits an ear-piercing howl. Like everything all around, everyone standing just gets knocked prone. It is deafeningly loud. The dragon begins to go pale.
Huh. That worked.
Hey.
Huzzah!
Let's see if anything else happens. Yeah, basically, Yevon and the Grey Wardens are sort of standing around, trying to sort of help you with it. The dragon, over the course of the next about minute or so, just begins to get paler and paler and paler and thinner and thinner and thinner. You notice Junie is still gaining in size. What's Ruth doing?
Getting out of the way, just in case the dragon falls on him again. Just like bum shuffling his way out of like danger. Even though there's a whole horde of darkspawn, he's more curious about what they're doing.
Yep. As the dragon rolls to one side, and Junie jumps off, the dragon basically withers and withers and withers away, before emitting a final gut-wrenching screech and it begins to start fading to dust.
Can I yank out a tooth before it does, so I have
Yes.
a trophy?
Yes.
Thank you.
You venture at this tooth. You notice around all the darkspawn have just started fleeing.
Yeah, as they should.
Mm-hmm.
I am Queen!
Journey! Journey! Journey, take rest. Take a rest. We did it.
Let me roll to see if I even recognize you.
Yep.
Just a straight d20.
Yep.
I
Nope.
don't think
Junie
I
is
do.
Junie has gone to madness. Junie is completely
I'm sorry.
crazed.
Oh no.
Does Junie want to attack the remaining Grey Wardens in Bloodthirst?
Let me roll and see if I even notice them. I think because I am just kind of dry heaving and like at the moment. I think 8. I don't think I'm going for anyone quite yet.
No, you are.
I'm
Junie
hunched over,
Junie's
I'm kind of
about
just shaking.
Junie's about 5 times the size they were, and is almost bristling with power.
Yeah, Ruth's gonna like wave over the rest of the Grey Wardens and like we need to leave quietly. Just everybody back off.
I think I was about 4'8" or something. So yeah, I think I might be about 20 feet.
Yeah, Junie is massive and incredibly angry. As Yevon is kind of nodding and gently has hooked Ruth under the arms, is dragging Ruth backwards.
Ow! Gotta heal my leg so I can at least like hobble.
Okay. The remaining Grey Wardens all they sort of surround Yevon and sort of back off in front of him, so that they're sort of between Yevon and Ginny. Ginny's eyes have started to glow purple.
Ooh, okay. What does that mean?
Pride demon? Maybe?
Going full demon mode. Okay.
Ew. He might be turning into an abomination.
Maybe. I don't think anything is kind of holding my attention at the moment. I think I am just kind of hunched over the corpse, growling over and over again.
You're hunched
That's
over
what
the
I
sort of dusted remains, and you see the crushed body of Tristan. You see the tiny, like the boots of Wraith, just lying with like still with smoke coming out of them.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Gonna see how I react. Do I start coming back to myself? Do I realize what's going on? I think I'm still kind of just stood there. I don't think I'm quite reacting yet.
No, you're not doing. You're just kind of stood there heaving. As you turn around to you're sort of spinning in circles in a way, and as you sort of turn around to look at Ruth, you are literally gigantic, bristling with energy, bright purple eyes. You are terrifying. And Yevon just leans down to Ruth and goes, what do we do about that?
3.
Not a clue, but I don't know if she's beyond help or not. I don't really want to get close enough to ask.
Junie emits another sort of throws their head back and just howls like only a enormous cat can. It is
Dead man gone!
it is sheer terror for everyone else. And then Junie, over the course of like 30 seconds, returns back to her normal size, and just sort of looks around like nothing had happened, and then looks back at Ruth with recognition and just sort of starts padding back over.
Huh.
Ruth's just gonna keep an eye on her and just like stare at her for a little bit. Hey, are you feeling better?
Where's Dead Man? I'm gonna take your hand in my little paw.
And it was just gonna take us like, alright, we'll collect some of his ashes and find a place for him.
I can't see
Anyway,
him.
just- He's in the air now.
Yeah, Yevon is just wide-eyed looking at Junie.
Junie's gonna sniff the air, nod, and go, smells right. Smells like dead.
Yeah, we'll do the same for Tristan as well.
Who's Tristan? I don't think she ever learnt Tristan's name.
Bow and arrow man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Red pen.
Yes.
So as the dust settles, and the sort of group of you all sort of sit and rest as this in this sort of like post death scene, you still hear the sounds of combat going from the north, but the Tevinter and the Canary will always fight. But for the moment at least, the dark tide has been quenched. So we are at the end. Thank you everyone for watching or listening. That is the end of Darktide.
Let me grab real Junie to say. Shouts out. Come here.
Yeah. Thank you everyone who has listened to our series so far. So this is the end. Let me just bring full screen so we can see the Junie.
One sec. She's
There we
doing
go.
a wiggle.
We have now seen the Junie.
I'm trying. She's not really cooperating at the moment.
It's fine. We've seen the Junie now.
I'm camera shy.
Ow. Okay.
Yep, that's fine. We have seen the Junie.
Okay.
So yes, thank you, audio listeners. We will probably wind it up there, but we'll probably carry on for another minute or so and just a minute, so in a couple of minutes, probably maybe 10-15 minutes, so and just gibber about what we thought of the campaign. So if anyone wants to know the story has now finished, the rest of it is now the sort of post story stuff. So yeah, any thoughts immediately? I first woke up with Wraith since I feel bad for Eden. He hasn't been able to talk for the last like 10 minutes.
Almost made it the whole way. Almost. and for it to happen like that, just the sheer luck of the dice of there 1 second, gone. Just dust on the wind.
Yep.
But at least got some good blows in, and it was a good climactic fight. We all had our moments. I think that was a good laugh.
Yep. And Tom did die, of course. But I think Tom would be happy with the way his character went out.
I feel like it's customary, almost. His character out of all of them was the one that was like, whether he was here or not, it's like, you're destined, man.
So I sent Tom the message just saying, in celebrating National Phone Party and still a periodic celebration, what have you learned from or during the campaign? Tom's honest response: death is an integral part of the D&D experience, embrace it.
There you go.
There we go. Alrighty. Well, any final thoughts, Bach?
Just that I kind of always felt like my character was gonna die, so I wasn't really that surprised. I don't know, just a thought, just a feeling.
I think we all did well keeping the majority of characters alive, given the general dynamics of things. Like we got lucky with dice rolls a lot of times.
I mean,
I'm surprised Junie didn't stay Darkspawn.
She might have done.
She might have done.
It's literally if we ever there is that because you did kill the Archdemon and 2 of you survived. There is always potential for future. Whereas if you had all died to the Archdemon, probably not. But yeah, we shall. If we ever come back to it, we have this point. We can at least come back to and we can see how Junie has coped with things. So we'll wait for Amy to come back. I was going to say something else, but I'll wait for Amy to come back for that. Do you have any other final thoughts on it, Ron? On this episode before we do the campaign?
I'm glad I finally got to tie up the loose end of her surviving the joining ceremony by the skin of her goddamn teeth. I'm glad I was able to do that because I did feel like that was kind of a loose end that I wanted to wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
That was great imagery, like the vision in my mind of this werewolf cat thing, like just tearing into the guts of the archdemon. It's visceral in every sense.
Mm-hmm.
Horrifying bearcat. I mean, you've seen her in real life. She is a vicious little thing sometimes.
Oh, yes, fearsome.
Yep.
Very much so. Very much so. Sustained powers of wiggling and claws.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always kind of said that, like, Juniper, real life, is a little sleep paralysis demon that got a bit confused and ended up as a cat somehow. So I kind of felt that she was going to turn into a monster by the end. It's just true to the real life counterpart, like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh dear. Let me think. Anything we should say about Tom's character? I think, as I said, I think he met the end he wanted.
Yeah. It was, as I said, in keeping with his tinkerer, explosive dude thing. It's like one last invention gone wrong.
One last invention gone wrong, and as we said, he didn't feel anything. It was a sort of flash of brilliant light, and he was just gone from existence.
Yeah. I think that you could say that for all of our deaths. That was like, at least it was mercifully quick for all of us.
Yes, there was 3 of you that died in like very snap deaths. But in fairness, if you're gonna stand in Dragonfire, it's you've got a chance of just incinerating. So
I'm surprised we technically won the fight.
I mean,
Like, we actually managed to kill the archdemon. How the fuck?
Technically, what's meant to happen is you're meant to kill the archdemon, and then it kills. The archdemon dies, and the soul of the if it's a Grey Warden that kills it, the soul of the Grey Warden also dies. But yeah, let's just say something else may have happened that would cause something different with the use of the soul dagger to remove the mortal form of the creature, but hurl it into the Fade.
Yeah, that might have unforeseen consequences, but hey, at least the Darkspawn don't have a leader in this reality now. Also, that Fey Dagger is fucking useful.
Yes.
The amount of times I have used that to erase the plot. Like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the only problem I had earlier on was I was like, I've written this thing where you turn up and you have to, like, see what's going on. And it was like, no, we're going to run away. And I'm like, it's the finale. You can't just run away. So I did feel I was being a bit railroady, and I didn't like that bit. But yeah, it seemed to go all right.
It's got to be done.
We're very good at running.
Yeah, I think that became our modus operandi, whether we realised it or not over time, was like, you present a scenario and we look at this, and then we look at each other and
We run away.
Run.
It's like we'll run.
And that was really what you'd come up with.
Yeah, it's like we'll run past it, or we'll run away, or we'll skip this bit and move on, and you're just like, okay, I'll work something to tie it back round again, or I'll just do like I did with the one a couple of weeks ago, where you go, we're not going to go in and see this thing, we're going to go away, and it's like, all right, well, it happens without you being there, and all these things happen, you know. It's just it's how you move the story along. But yes, so we have Ruth back, I think.
Hello. Sorry, I had to take the dog
That's fine.
outside.
Do you have any thoughts on the end of the episode before we do any more campaign discussion?
I was very sad that Ruth died. In terms of all the deaths. That was probably the cleanest way to go. And poor Tristan being squished.
Yeah.
Like, at least they're quick. But
Just
still.
I don't know. But if there
It's
was
the
any
joy of
fight
it.
happening, it's that one, right? Like,
Yeah.
we had our big moments. We fought the big bad.
And I feel really bad for killing another one of Tom's characters.
Nah, I don't. I don't know if you, I don't know if you
I swear.
don't know if you were still here when we said what Tom's response was to the what have you learned this campaign, which is death is a part of the D&D experience. It's like, oh, if only you knew, if only you knew.
Oh,
Um,
that was good.
but yes.
I'm glad we got the dragon.
Yep. All right. Well, does anyone have anything they wish to discuss or mention or bring up the bits they liked or anything before we close the book that was Dark Tide?
I think Fabricans will quietly haunt me forevermore.
It's all right.
Yes.
They'll be in Plummet as well. Don't worry about that.
That's it. Like I'm gonna hear you put that voice, and I'll be like, "Oh, it's
Hi there.
time."
We're here to have some problems.
No! Not the fabric end.
They're a playable race in Plummet as well.
Oh God.
We're gonna.
Oh dear. But yes. Any other final thoughts before we close? Because whenever you feel we've done everything, we will close the book, and that will be Dark Tide.
I was just glad I was able to come back to see it to the end.
No, it was good. It was
Yay.
good to have you. We have had a number of cast changes. Cast changes as it's gone along. Who did we have? We had Shiraz, who I do miss. Need to do something with Shiraz again because he's a genuine lovely dude. Then we had
Kabaj was such a character. Like recently re-listening to early Dark Tide and just being met with Kabaj again.
Yes.
Like,
Vincenzo Cabage will live in infamy. Then we had who else? Who else did we had? We had Jodie for like 2 episodes, I think it was.
yeah.
We had Mr. Hellking for a while. It's immediately my brain goes and move on. Yeah.
Oh bless.
Yeah. I remember who else we had. I'm sure we had other people.
I found the Big Bird funny. It could be a lot sometimes, but I did genuinely get a good few giggles.
Yeah, yeah. I think as I said, it kind of had its place there, but the joke never moved on. If you know what I mean. It was the same joke every week, and I was like, yes, your character does this. It's funny. Can we have some character growth or a little bit of move on, please? And I think that was what kind of eventually just kind of made it a bit kind of yeah. But then again, it led to Muppet Body Horror, so yeah.
To be fair, Julie also, for the most part, was a one-joke character.
Yeah. Oh, in fairness, yes, but your character wasn't I'm going to say the same joke every week, you know?
Julie's stab was cropping up quite a lot.
Yes, but that's different from, I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
But yeah. I think, did we have anyone else? Shiraz.
We did.
Shiraz, Helking, Jodie. I think that was everyone.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh well, if we've missed anyone, apologies. I'm sure we have. But
It has been 80 odd episodes though.
I think this is 72. This episode.
Oh well.
So,
Close enough.
yeah, it is done. I think there was an episode 0 as well with me just doing some backstory of the thing. So technically 73 episodes I think in total. But yeah, it's a usual series for me. If I do a longer series, usually they don't tend to go above like 75ish because I think that's how long a series should run before it should start
Hi.
finding an end.
Hey, hi.
Unless
Got the
it's
other
like
one.
Huzzah!
I've got Holly. This is the one I can hold.
It looks so adorable.
Oh, completely inconsequential, can't wriggle away, you're pathetic. Yeah.
If Julie was going to die, I was going to play as this one instead. Who was going to be like Julie, but utterly useless.
Adorable.
Shedding.
The non-murder hobo.
Literally. It was going to be an even more pathetic food-obsessed one, like...
Yeah.
Oh, they're very shedding. Everywhere.
Alrighty. Well, anyone have any final thoughts, or is that us done?
And I'll just say overall, it's been a pleasure, and cheers for running the
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Awesome.
It has been oodles of fun.
And thank you for DMing and dealing with all of this.
As I said, I've enjoyed it. There are a couple of episodes that I'm sure I had more, and it's gone sideways, and I've tried to get the little bits remaining over. But then again, there's been episodes I've started with like single notes, like the long horror one with the hair from the very early days, which I think lasted like one of the longer episodes we've ever done. And it was
Hair
literally
witch.
just like 2.5 hours out of me saying, what if they thought hair was magic and there was a creepy child obsessed with it? But yeah. Alrighty. Well, I think we will just wind up there then. It's been about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So that is totally fine. We will, let me just see if we know anybody on. No, not really anyone on that would be suitable for RPG, so we're just going to wind up. But yes, thank you to everyone once again, everyone who has listened, done everything for this. Thank you. I think it's if they get around to this point, I assume they will. Thank you very much, Avery, for all the editing of this. I know Dragon sends you episodes and eventually gets them done, but thank you for all your tireless work in editing this. It is massively appreciated. Thank you. Thank you to the cast for turning up as often as we have for however many years this has been. But yes, the next thing from us RPG wise will be Plummet. Actually, no, the next thing RPG wise for us that will be released as a podcast will be Halloween. Halloween this year is in the process of being written. It will probably release before Plummet does. Plummet will probably start either late this year or early next year. Probably late this year, so we can plug it at Dragon Meat that we've restarted Plummet. But yes, Plummet Season 2 is coming soon. Halloween this year, hopefully we'll get as many as last year, and hopefully I'll edit them all and they'll all be good. This year's story is very different, so we'll see how it goes for that. Apart from that, the only other project you'll see on Twitch, apart from some Halloween, is there is a project with some SCP stuff I'm working on as potentially a replacement Sunday, but again, that will not be till next year. So if you are following us on the YouTube or on the Twitch for RPG stuff, there will be a bit less for about another 6 months, and then maybe in the new year we'll be back doing some kind of. I'm sure we'll do some one-shots and stuff, but there'll also be Halloween as well, live on the channel. But for the most part, it'll be back to just being gaming for a bit. And Verlastin, whenever Verlastin comes back, I don't know who's going to be on Verlastin. But yes, I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun whenever it comes back. So yes, anyway, this is drawn out long enough. I will stop there. So yeah, thank you once again, everyone who's watched, enjoyed. Hope you've all loved the end, and yeah, until next story. Y'all take care. Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.